So what we're here to share with you today is how 100% team commitment to 80-20 can double your money by using the 80-20 toolbox, and how much it costs. A couple years ago, Randy was introduced to the 80-20, and we made a decision to have 100% commitment to the 80-20 toolbox. Before we started using the 80-20 toolbox, here are some of our financial results. As you can see, we had some negative numbers, some really negative numbers, and some positive numbers as well. Over the 6 years, it averages about 2%. In 2011, we were headed down that same direction. Just before adding the 80-20 toolbox, we were just under 2% net income. After using 80-20, we ended the year at 7.5%. In 2012, we doubled our money and just over 14.5%. Can anybody guess what these numbers are? Now, if you've attended these before, please don't disclose. Anybody guess? Any guesses out there? Nice try, though. It took us 24 days to close our books. After using the 80-20 toolbox, we can now close our books within 3 business days. We can know the score, which helped us double our money.
I'm going to give you a little bit of a perspective on our e-code side. Nicole kind of gave you a bigger range of what we did, but I was the division manager at our e-code side, and this is kind of what we did with the quartile analysis that Val talks about. So she kind of slightly hit on, thousands of customers. Obviously, we didn't have thousands of customers. We had 46. But if you look at our quartile analysis, we have Q1, Q2, Q3, 4, like Val said, and it lists each customer in there. So obviously, Q1 is 1 through 11. Q2 is 12 through 22. You guys get the point. If you go down to the right side there, you can see that our revenues are pretty substantially high on the top 2, and more so the top Q. 98 or 99% of our revenues were coming from Q1 and Q2. That's the good work, the high profit work, less quality issues. You guys all know what that is. And then if you go on to Q3 and Q4, it's pretty remarkable that we only had 0.5% of our revenues in that area. And again, you guys know what that is. That's time-consuming stuff, less profitable, numerous quality issues, really the bad stuff, the stuff that takes up your time. So using the quartile analysis, it was pretty clear what we needed to do. Before 80-20, this was our numbers. We were dropping about 15% op income down to the bottom line, about 10% net income. Our revenue was actually very high. We were close to capacity, but it was tough for us to fill it because of the Q3, Q4. So next thing we did after doing that quartile is, obviously we've talked a lot about commitment. Nicole talked about it. Val talked about it. It's really a top-down commitment. If your top level leaders aren't going to commit, your lower level leaders aren't going to commit. It comes back to leading from the top, and that's what we decided. Next step we took was we actually reduced our customer list from 46 to 20, and a lot of people look at that number. It's a lot of customers you're getting rid of, but if you look at the previous slide, it's less than 0.5% of our revenue. So big step for us. A lot of reluctancy there, but when we made the decision to do that, it was a good decision. So what are the results? Well, you can see 2011 was before 80-20. Operating income was about 15%, as I said. Net income was about 10%. Last year in 2012, we increased our op income to 21.67, net income almost to 19%. And in some cases, we actually hit 30 to 35% op income in 2012. And in 2013, so far this year, we're at 23% op income and about 19.5% net income. So, the proof is right there. We're increasing our op income by 8% from when we started, 9% net income increase. We're actually able to increase our revenue even with removing those bottom 26 customers. We increased our revenue by $500K in 2012. That was a result of opening up a lot of that capacity. Set 2 new revenue records in 2012 on, I think it was February and March. Those are big months for us. Labor savings of $250K, which we talked about on all that headcount reduction. And the biggest thing it did for us is it opened up capacity for our top customers, because one of the things we were doing is we were allowing all those small customers who were filling that gap to take the space of quoted work. So instead of quoting work with our good customers, we were quoting it higher because we didn't have any room for it. So by removing those 26 customers, it allowed us to bring in those top Q1 customers, more work from them, and really raise our revenue on it. And ultimately, it allowed us to service our best at the expense of the rest. Some people, when they first hear that, they're thinking, wow, everybody's a good customer, and I know Joe from 25 years ago. I get it, but it's ultimately about you're going to win with your top customers, and your little customers are great when you need them, but they're not going to be there if you lose a big customer. So,
how much does it cost? Our top costs are direct materials and direct labors. DRM's direct material cost, 32% of sales. DRM's direct labor cost, 22%. DRM's 80-20 cost, priceless. So here's an idea of how much it does cost. It costs us just under 1%. And as I said, priceless, really.